Hi. Well, after that mess of an ending with Gothic 1, it's time for Gothic 2. And as usual, I'm pretty excited because I love it. I absolutely love it. Uh, and I've played a little bit, to get a feel for how it all works, and it's way different. It really is. Both in controls, in like the feel, in quality of stuff like the textures. I have installed the DirectX 11 mod. However, this time I'm really hoping there won't be any problems. Mostly because I turned off the rain, and one of the reasons why it always crashed. Well, one of the reasons that your saves could have gotten corrupted in Gothic 1 was if an NPC just fell through floor in caves. That's probably what happened, I think, since the Oak Temple was a cave, technically. An NPC must have just fallen through, the game got confused, and yeah, that doesn't really explain why it also corrupted my previous saves, but maybe something really wonky happened with that. I don't know. This time, again, I'm hoping it'll be way better. I played a little bit, fiddled around with the settings, all that stuff, so we should have a nice experience. Let's go! Last couple of days I was really riled up to play this, and I'm excited to finally do it. Oh, and the cutscenes work, even though there are way less of them.
A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it.
So, a slight discrepancy. In Gothic 1 he says that this was only a beginning of my journey and that he got out to the light. Gothic 2 retconned that a little bit. As we saw, our hero died. We'll see exactly how. Yeah.
He defeated the Sleeper, destroyed the barrier. But while all the other prisoners escaped, he remained behind in the rubble. It was I who dispatched him against the Sleeper. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much. But he is alive. He's back.
Yeah. We were resurrected by Zardas. Like, properly resurrected, we're not just a zombie. But of course, that takes a toll, so all of our
There
skills
you are again.
gone.
I never thought the two of us would meet again.
I feel like I spent 3 weeks lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. I had feared I might not be able to rescue you from the debris of the temple, but enough of that. You're here now. There's a new threat that we have to deal with.
A new threat?
After the fall of the barrier and the banishment of the Sleeper, Beliar's wrath has grown even greater. A mighty artifact, so it is written in the old scriptures, will be brought back to this world when the God of Darkness sends his henchmen out to search. This search has long since begun. Beliar's henchmen are desecrating the oldest shrines of the gods,
The guardians of these holy places have awakened, and their wrath makes the earth tremble. Every powerful magician on this island could sense this wrath. And some of them have certainly begun to face the threat.
Oof.
You must become their ally. That's the only way to stop Beliar.
Sure.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The sleeper
Has been banned. You vanquished him, so much is true. But it's not within our power to stop the war that ensues now. With his final furious scream, the sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, "Come," and they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. And they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army now?
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack. We do not have much time left.
Yeah, so at least now we're out of the colony, but we will be going there, back there. Oh well.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
That's nice.
Well, then let's hurry to get out of here.
If we flee now, then it's only to face the dragons later. With the help of the soldiers and the magicians who live around here, we can stop them before their army is completely formed. We're not going to get a better chance.
What can we do?
This time we cannot handle it by ourselves. Only the power of Innos will help us against these dragons. A group of paladins is stationed in the city of Corinus, not far from here. They possess a powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat. You must convince their leader to support us. And once you have talked to him, you need to find the artifact of Beliar. It is the counterpiece to the Eye of Innos. It must not fall into the hands of evil.
Okay, so one small technical detail. I have the gold edition, and that means that I have the DLC. And at least in the Polish version, you can clearly tell the difference between the dialogues recorded for the base game and for the DLC. In here, I just noticed it now. There is a difference because they recorded it later on, I think. But here they're kept much closer together. At least that's nice, and we'll have a much more cohesive experience.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons, the most important being you have defeated the Sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods, you'd be dead by now.
Let's assume you're
Yes.
right and I'm destined to bear the Eye of Innos. How would the paladins know that's true?
The eye itself chooses the one who may wear it. Once you get hold of it and put it on, the paladins cannot doubt your words any longer.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you once were.
I'll be on my way as fast as I can.
Good. And one more thing. Don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Above all, don't tell any magician. Since I have gone into exile, the Circle of Fire has taken me for dead, and that's a good thing.
Okay, now we gotta be quick. Because Zardas will run to his book. And the book gives us XP. So now he's noticed that we are reading the book. It just has a basic alchemical recipe. Gave us 25 XP. But now we talk to him.
Hey, you!
And he goes back to his book. Just a couple of neat little things. I think I'm fairly knowledgeable in terms of all the secrets. Especially in like chapter 1 and 2. So, I don't know, maybe you'll learn something new, or maybe you too already know all this stuff, because people who play Gothic have played it for like 10 plus years.
Hey, you!
But we can ask a little bit more. So, we picked up the stone tablet on the table.
Can you tell me anything about this stone tablet?
First, I suspected it might be a magical artifact, but I finally concluded that it is not of any great significance. I have not been able to decode the meaning of this tablet entirely, but it seems to concern the history of a very old culture. If you want the tablet, it's yours. I have no use for it.
Where are we?
Where exactly are we?
Ooh.
As I already said, near the city of Corinus. I have rebuilt my tower here.
But it's only been a few days since we last saw each other in the Valley of Mines.
The servants I summoned to build my tower have done a thorough job.
You can say that again.
Why is the camera staring at Zardas' ass?
Where can I find better equipment?
The closest place where you can get better weapons and armor is the city of Corinus. But down in the valley you can find some healing herbs that will help you if you get injured in a fight. See the lake right in front of my tower. A secret passage leads to the valley from there.
Useful info.
Why is the Circle of Fire not supposed to know about you?
I used to be a high member of the Circle. Even then I suspected that demon magic might be the key to the magic barrier. But I could never have convinced the other members of the Circle to follow this path. So I left the Circle in order to study the black arts. That is a crime for which the fire magicians, the ordained of Enos, the ever good and virtuous, will accept no excuse. They are certain that I'm still alive, but they have no idea where to find me, and that's a good thing too.
I mean, you did build a big ass tower right outside of the city.
So what should we do next?
We shall proceed as planned. There's no other way. You can go get yourself the Eye of Enos, and I shall keep looking for answers.
Yeah, sure. And over the course of the game, we can come back to Zardas and he will tell us more stuff. And also give us experience for everything we do. Now here we have a heavy branch. That's 10 damage for 10 strength. We start out with 10 strength, 10 dexterity, 10 mana and 40 hit points. You can see a couple of new abilities in our skills. Namely, create runes, alchemy, and forge weapons. That hasn't been there before. But mostly stuff is still the same. I think they changed the fire spells to deal magic damage instead of fire, because here it says dragon fire. And also one-handed, two-handed bow and crossbow have I don't know, they have rookie written next to them, and a 10%. We'll get to that once I ramble about it sometime, but that's basically our chance to hit, since it has been changed. Also, there's a button on that fireplace. I still can't figure out the camera speed, because they seem to vary. Like, if I swoosh it really quickly, it swooshes, but if I move it slowly, I don't know, there's like mouse acceleration going on. Also, you can see that these are two small tables merged into one. Didn't do a perfect job. But in this chest we have some gold. Is there any way I can just take it by tens or hundreds? No, I don't think so. gold, and 2 spells. A healing spell and a fireball. So already you can see that it requires 5 mana. Back in Gothic 1, the basic spells and most scrolls require just 1. Here they require 5. Like, mana is a lot more expensive now. Previously you could have gotten like 50 mana and you were good. Here you need like 200 mana to constantly sling around spells. And this is a statue of Beliar. Also, I set my draw distance to max pretty much, so you can see almost the entire map. With the statue of Beliar, we can pray to him and offer him our max health. That's not just your regular health. It offers him your max health. For gold, speedrunners do that. We need health. Also, read all the books that you can, because they give you 25 experience each, and also like some neat little tidbits. Hunt and pray, blood flies. They don't give us any skills, they just give us experience. Potions for permanent changes in ingredients. That's gonna be very important. That might be the reason why we learn alchemy. Because max stat potions are really, really good. And you want to save them. Throughout the entire game, you want to save stat boosts up until like chapter 5 or 6. Just so you know. Light, 2 lockpicks and dagger. Also, in here we cannot pick locks unless we know how to. In Gothic 1 we just could whenever we wanted to, but the skill just dictated how often our lockpick would break. And here you actually need the skill to pick locks at all. So yeah, that's a little bit different. And I think the chance is now dictated by your dexterity. Also, once you get like 100 dexterity, you get acrobatics automatically, which I doubt I'll ever get that much, but eh. Yeah, just some more stuff. Zardas told us that we can loot the whole place. That's what we'll do. I don't have to hold action and move forward anymore. I just gotta click. I can tell my game is chugging a little bit, so might be a good idea to... Oh, this window is in Polish. I don't know why it's in Polish, but it is. I'll just set these things back when they were. It should be a little bit better. As much as it's cool to have the entire map loaded, it does take a toll on our performance. In here we have almost all the different herbs, and also the Belt of Force. That's right, Gothic 2 has belts. They don't change anything visually, but now we have amulet, rings, and belt. Also, the inventory is a little bit different, so now we can see the entire inventory. And also, yeah, my camera is just perfectly placed so that it doesn't cover nearly as much. It just covers our mana, but it's a mana bar. It's not as important as the health bar. And I will be using a lot more potions in this playthrough. Well, I did get kind of surprised by how many potions we were using in Gothic 1. Because I thought they were like super rare, but by the end of it we had them in the hundreds. And we don't use ore anymore. We use gold like civilized people. That doesn't mean that there isn't any ore, there is. But it's super expensive, it's like 200 gold per ore. So, yeah. Even though the Belt of Force is like 500 gold, but Oh, I've got... There's a little secret thingy here. Let's climb. All of the different mechanics seem to be way more robust. Here we have a skelly with a couple of more scrolls and a potion and all that goodies. The music sometimes glitches out in this area, don't know why. It keeps playing the beginning over and over again. I have also enabled quick save and quick load in the ini file. There we are. Lovely. There's a sheepy sheep. Don't kill the sheep. Just take the stuff. The dagger is actually worse than the heavy branch. It deals 5 damage, the heavy branch deals 10. Don't ask me why. And now, our first enemy, a goblin. Remember, in Gothic 1, goblins were kind of a pain. Here, goblins aren't that bad. And they have loot, mostly branches, but also some gold from time to time. Healy plants. This is the lake Zados was talking about. Healing root. These trees make it hard to see, but somewhere, yeah, there's another skelly with a couple more scrolls, a couple more potions, a bow, and some arrows. I don't know if we'll use many of them, but it'll be nice to have. And we can put something on our back. I like to zoom the camera through the holes in the foliage. So here's a cave, but before we go down here, I'd like to visit a little bit up ahead, because we'll have a neat piece of gear there waiting for us. Also, a young wolf. Long gone are the days of scavengers and mole rats, even though they are still in the game. Now we fight wolves.
Nothing there.
Nothing there. Oh, actually. Don't ask me why, but it'll be better if we go to the city first before we go down there. Funny, you see an old friend just massacring a couple of goblins just by himself. And also our first two-handed weapon. Right at the beginning. It requires 40 strength and deals 40 damage. Oh, but at least our hero learned how to use the weapon properly in one hand. That's nice. We can loot all of them.
Hey,
Take
you!
a moment. Never mind. Now we can always talk to him later.
Nothing there.
We have free cam, we have first person. Can look behind us.
Nothing there.
There.
Nothing to plunder. Hey, you!
Damn it. And now we just need to click. So interacting with stuff by accident is a lot more common. They even had a fish. There weren't any fish in Gothic 1. I will be making a lot of comparisons to Gothic 1 since both games are basically on the same engine. And this is just a way more polished version of Gothic 1. And here we have a leather satchel. And in it, there are a few coins jingling inside. Let's open it. 25 gold. We can try and read the old stone tablet.
I can't read that.
Yeah, me neither. I will save because I want to see if our buddy will get angry with us if I try and open this chest. No, he's fine. For some reason I have it ingrained in my brain that he will. But let's talk to him now. He's Cavalon. You guys recognize him?
Trouble? Damn. I don't know where they're all hiding. You kill one, and shortly afterwards they're all back again. Wait a moment. I know you. You're the fellow who was constantly baking arrows for me in the Valley of Mines.
So we'll have a couple of returning characters from Gothic 1, and each time we'll have an option to either say we remember them or that we don't. If we say we do, we get additional experience.
Your name is Cavalorn, right?
Or so I
see
thought.
you haven't forgotten me after all we went through in the cursed colony. Where are you heading?
To the city.
Well, well. To the city, eh? You may run into problems with the guards. They aren't letting just anyone in anymore, since the area here is swarming with bandits. In the past few days, one of those former psionics from the Valley of Mines came by here. He said he constantly goes in and out of Corinus. He went into the valley below the big tower. There must be a way in there somewhere near the waterfall. Maybe you should talk to the fellow.
Maybe I should.
Interesting armor you're wearing. Don't you belong to the Shadows anymore?
Shadows? They haven't existed since the fall of the barrier. The moment we could finally leave the Valley of Mines, there was no reason for me to stick with them. Now I work for the Water Mages. I belong to the Ring of Water.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
I'm not really allowed to talk about it. All I can do is send you to Vatras. He is the representative of the Water Mages in Corinus. The best thing would be to talk to him. Tell him you've come from me. Maybe he'll take you on as one of us. We urgently need more good people.
Sure.
Weren't you and your people enemies of the Water Mages back then?
Those crazy old days are over. There isn't any more new camp or old camp. Now that the penal colony no longer exists, everyone is on his own. Most of us former prisoners are still being hunted. The Water Mages were able to get my sentence commuted, and now I can move about freely.
It's nice.
What are the Water Mages doing now?
They're up to something big. It has to do with an unknown region of the island.
An unknown region? Where is it supposed to be?
I can't tell you more. Talk to Vatras in Corinus.
Sure.
What are you doing here?
I'm sitting tight. If it hadn't been for these damned bandits, I wouldn't be here.
What was that about bandits?
Have you slept through the last few weeks?
Huh?
I'm talking about all the riffraff from the penal colony that are making themselves at home here in the area, plundering and murdering for all they're worth. I guess I'm lucky they didn't kill me. I let down my guard for one moment, and they clubbed me from behind. No idea how I'll get all my stuff back now.
You were robbed by the bandits?
Yes, they beat me down and tossed me to the goblins for lunch. It was damned important stuff. A letter and all my money. I absolutely have to get it back. But without someone to watch my back, I'm not going back there. That cowardly rabble.
Can I help you with the bandits?
Maybe. But as scrawny as you look, you surely haven't held a proper sword in your hand for weeks. Well, I don't have any choice but to take your offer. My time is running out. So, pay attention. Down this path here, you'll find one of those filthy holes in the ground that bandits like to hide in. The fellows there are the same ones who stole my stuff. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll nab the rabble.
Okay, but...
I need better equipment.
Those swine haven't left me much. I can give you a wolf knife. Will that do for now?
You call that a knife? But what about healing?
I still have 2 healing potions here. Interested?
Sure, give 'em here.
Okay, but... before we go and kill all of them... Also, this wolf knife is really nice. 30 damage, but only 10 strength. Hell yeah, it doesn't look too great, but it's amazing. Also gives us 3 one-handed. But let's go and talk to these people. Maybe they aren't so bad. Well, they are bandits. We'll see.
Hey, where do you come from?
Now, this is really important. Because if we say we've come from the mountains, that means we were in the colony and they are bandits, so they're probably from the colony too, and that makes us friends.
I've come from the mountains.
Exactly, you come from the mountains, and that is bad for you.
Oh.
Very bad. They're looking for you, a whole bunch of evil guys. There's someone here you absolutely have to talk to. Follow me.
Hold up.
Who's looking for me?
Half of Carinus is after you, and you're trying to tell me that you don't know anything about it? Ah, I see. You just don't want to talk to me about it, hmm? All right, it's your business. So, are you coming or not?
Who should I talk to?
To my leader. His name is Brago. He can explain everything to you better than I can. So, what about it? Are we going?
How do I know this isn't a trap?
You know, I'm getting tired of you. If you don't want my help, then just go to the city and let them put you behind bars. You come with me now or forget about it, see?
Easy, my friend. Someone else already tried to trick me.
Oh?
This guy suggested that we should get an amulet together and share the profit.
Remember?
Once we reached our goal, he and his friends attacked me.
It sounds as though they got you involved with the wrong people. Where was that?
I was a convict in the mining colony.
You come from behind the barrier? Man, then we were there together.
I don't know you.
I was a digger in the old camp. I didn't have much to do with the whole thing. But what is more important now is you are in big trouble. Someone has put a pretty price on your head, and he's handed out a few posters with your mug on them. If I were you, then I would be very, very careful. There are people with us who would kill their own mother for gold. But I think we boys from the penal colony ought to stick together.
Then I guess I better thank you now.
It's nothing. Just make sure you stay alive.
Well, now we're friends.
Who's the fella who pays the bounty?
That I don't know. There's only one of us who knows him.
And who would that be?
Hey man, I can't really tell you that. You know how it goes.
10 gold pieces for the name of the guy who raised the bounty.
Oh man, I really can't do that.
Spit it out already.
Oh man, all right. His name is Dexter. Near the big farm, there's a steep rock. There's a watchtower up there, and a few mines. He has his hideout somewhere nearby.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Dexter.
Here's your gold.
And just don't tell him who told you.
Can I have the picture?
Sure. After all, it's your mug on there.
Is there anything else that might interest me?
You mean about the area here? If you want to stay alive, stay on the paths. The farther you go into the wilderness, the more dangerous it is.
Well, since we're friends, let's tell him about the angry guy coming to kill him.
There's bound to be a lot of trouble here before long.
What's up?
A guy named Cavalorn is coming to get you.
Rats, he's still alive. I'm out of here.
And now we'll have one less guy to deal with. And also we have learned the name of the guy. That's gonna be real important later on. You can get it another way, I think. But it's just way easier to get it now. For 10 gold pieces too, that's like nothing.
Hey!
Let me save first before we go rushing in.
Hey, you! Let's mix it up with those guys.
Sure thing. Just keep my back clear, okay? Now they're in for a nasty surprise.
We may even hit a level up. That'd be nice. Let's go. I have a knife. I'm angry, and I'm coming. But let him go first so that he can tank the shots.
You shouldn't have come here!
Oh, and now we only get
deserve
half
that,
the
lowlife.
experience from kills. And we gotta be quick, because he takes their gold.
Thanks for the...
And their weapons. Ah.
They shouldn't have messed with me. Then I can finally fulfill my mission. I've lost too much time already.
What sort of mission?
Ah, yeah. First I have to get into the city, and then later I don't know how I'm going to get all that done in time.
What about me?
Why not? You could take the letter into the city. Then I'll have a bit more time to take care of my equipment. One of the bandits must have the letter in his pocket. Take it to Vatras, the water mage in the city. You'll find him in the Temple of Adanos. He preaches there all day. Tell him that I wasn't able to get it done. And if he asks where I am, just tell him I'm already on my way to the meeting point. Okay? Oh yeah, one more thing. First buy some decent clothes from the farmers. Otherwise, you may be taken for a bandit. Here's a couple of coins.
Ooh, 50 gold.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. You know that. Man, they really took a lot out of you. You can't remember anything at all, can you?
No, not really.
I want to learn your abilities.
Sure. What do you want to know?
So he can teach us one-handed weapons, how to use a bow, or sneak. Sneaking will be kinda useless, I think. So I will still learn it. But he can't teach us anything useful like strength. I read a post somewhere on how to get good at Gothic 2. First you focus on strength, then you focus on swinging technique. Because you really need more strength early on. Those guys
Nothing to be had
dead.
there. Nothing to be had.
And maybe you've already noticed, but we didn't have to finish off those guys. That's because they are bandits. Bandits have their own guild now. And they're said to immediately die. It's just convenient. But it does bring up some issues later on. We'll see. But the guy that we warned is actually here. Oh, I messed up. There was a wolf here and he killed him, I think. Damn.
Is there anything else that might interest me?
I've told you everything I can.
Oh yeah, so he doesn't want to go back there. We could stab him in the back to get some more XP. Ah, forget it. So now I want to be really careful about where I'm going, because I don't want to encounter any enemies that I could otherwise loot. Mostly wolves, and if I continue down that path, I'll meet a couple of wolves. You can actually see them. I don't want to do that. We can also rob the Shrine of Innos, but don't worry about it. Don't be mad. And gods have a much stronger presence now than they did in Gothic 1. But we're finally at the farm. Kowlorn told us to get some farmer's clothes.
Hey, stranger. I saw how you came out of the mountains. You can be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict. And we made short work of those. You look completely done in. What do you want here?
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
Those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night. You had terrific luck. Most people don't get away alive.
Well...
Those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Why? Are they dead?
They picked a fight with the wrong guy.
Thank Innos. Here, it isn't much, but I want you to have it. I'll tell the others about this.
I guess some wine. That'd be useful.
I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, we don't have anything to give away. If you can pay for what you want, Lobart will sell you something. Otherwise, go to him and ask him if he has work for you.
Sure.
Where can I find Lobart?
Well, on the farm, of course. The farm belongs to him. And don't try messing with him. He's thrashed a lot of tramps and thrown them off his farm.
I'm on my way to town.
The way you look, you'll have to bribe the guards to get in. And you have to know what they want to hear.
And that would be?
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city. But that won't do you any good. You don't look like a farmer.
I see.
And now a wolf spawns. I forgot about it.
Well done.
But again,
One dirty
we want to
beast
kill
less.
it. Because it gives us XP. And now let's go and talk to Lopart, the farm owner. Maybe we can help out. His sheep are just prancing around. Hello.
Why are you hanging around on my land? Whose side are you on? The rebelling farmers or the king?
Okay. This may not seem that important, but if we say that we're with the peasants, aka the farmers, aka with him, they'll give us the farmer's clothes for 10 gold less, apparently.
I'm for the peasants.
Ha! That damned warmonger Onar will drag us all into the grave. What do you think? How long will the paladins just stand by? After what Onar has done, the whole city is in an uproar.
What's going on here anyway?
Don't you know what's going on? Boy, where are you from? We're on the edge of a civil war. Up till now, all the farmers looked at the tribute to the city as fair taxation. But since the paladins have come to Corinthus, the city guards visit us more and more often. And little by little, they're taking everything. If it goes on like this, soon we won't have anything left for ourselves. Some farmers are starting to rebel. Onar was the first of them.
Tell me more about this Onar.
Onar is the biggest farmer here in the area. He is broken with the city. They say he's hired mercenaries to keep the city guard off his back. Can't blame him. In any case, no royal soldier dares to set foot on his farm anymore.
Who are those mercenaries that Onar hired?
I don't know much about the guys. Supposedly, a lot of them are former prisoners from the mining colony. Everybody knows what you can expect from them.
Mercenaries, huh?
What about you? Whose side are you on? Peasants or king?
I'm too close to the city to really have a choice, but I'm glad about that. I wouldn't know how to decide. The king is bleeding us dry, and Onar sets his mercenaries on anyone who won't join him. That's why most of the other farmers are still undecided, but sooner or later they'll have to choose one side or the other.
Just like us.
I'm looking for work.
I can't use another farmhand, but I could offer some work to a day laborer. Well, what I mean is, you can lend a hand in the field, and there are certainly a few other things to do around here. I could pay you with gold, or give you a few decent things to wear. The things are worth a fair bit. I can't give them to you for nothing, but I can sell them to you cheap if you work for me. By the looks of you, I should say, take the clothes. Anyway,
Indeed.
the small turnip field next to the barn needs to be harvested.
Okay.
All right.
Then hurry it up a bit before I change my mind.
Have you got anything else for me to do?
First get the turnips in from the field. Then we'll see.
Okay. Turnips. I remember when we used to be the destroyer of the colony. We massacred everyone in the old camp. Except for the diggers and shadows. Just the guards. And the big shots. They were dicks. But now we are massacring turnips. Oh yeah, baby. That should be all of them. There are a couple more weeds behind this house. Healing plants, that's always nice. Fireweed, I think that gives mana. Okay.
Hey, you! Here are your turnips.
Hey, you're not all that worthless after all. Take them to my wife in the house and tell her to cook them.
What about my pay?
Well, I can give you 5 gold pieces, or sell you the clothes cheaper. Well, what's it to be?
It's more worth it to take the better price. Because you can either take 5 gold or 10 gold less for the clothes. That's obviously twice as much. and we will still need them.
Make me a better price for the togs.
Good. I'll give them to you for 10 gold pieces less.
He doesn't mention how much, by how much he'll lower the price, so it's best to just know.
Have you got anything else for me to do?
I don't. But you can ask my wife or the boys in the fields. Maybe they need some help.
Okay. Let's go and visit his wife then.
Hey! I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great. That should be enough to fatten those guys up. Since you're here anyway, I saw a traveling trader pass by here a few minutes ago. I think he stopped on his way to town. Go to him and see whether he's got a decent frying pan for me.
Okay.
Give me the gold, and I'll go see the merchant for you.
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't spend the money on booze, do you hear?
Can I get some to eat?
Can you give me something to eat?
You can come back for more tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Just like with Snaf, we can come back every day to eat some of Hilda's delicious stew. Maybe ask some of the guys out on the field if they need anything. That's just a farmer. That's... Whoa, Vino.
And how goes the
In
work?
all
Well,
caps.
same as always. Lot to do, not enough money, and with a bit of bad luck, the orcs will come tomorrow and burn down our farm. The
That's
king's
nice.
paladins have occupied the whole city, but I can hardly believe they'll move their butts out here when the orcs attack us.
Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about working in the fields?
What is there to know?
In that case, I think we're fine here. Thank you. If you want to work for Lobart as a day laborer, I can only warn you, he pays people like you really miserable.
He offered to sell me some clean clothes cheap if I helped out on the farm.
Well, I don't have anything for you to do, but you can bring me and the boys something to drink. Fetch me a bottle of wine, and I'll tell Lobart you were a real help to us.
Sure.
Here's your wine.
I'd better not ask where you got it from, huh? Who cares? Well, thanks anyway. Lobart will only hear the best about you.
I'm headed for town.
And?
Is there anything interesting you can tell me about the city?
Nope. But Maleth goes to the city from time to time. Maybe he knows something. I mean, something that would interest you.
Is there any interesting news?
I could have sworn I saw an orc over there on the edge of the woods 2 days ago. Since then, I've kept at least one eye open at night.
Uh-oh. Well, let's go visit this merchant right over there. I know the beginning of the game like the back of my hand because I used to just start it and never finish it. Mind if I put this up? Yeah. Kanthar.
Who do we have here? You're on your way to the city. Am I not right?
Maybe.
You look like a fugitive. All fugitives are headed for the city. You could even be a former convict for the mining colony. I don't care where you come from, but I believe I have an interesting offer for you.
What do you have to offer?
The way you look, the guards will never let you into the city. I can help you get into the city. I have here a small piece of paper with the royal seal and the governor's signature. A pass. With this scrap of paper in your pocket, you can run about as raggedly as you please, and the guards will leave you alone.
Hello,
Interesting.
Jess. I'm doing fine. Just starting this beautiful game. And I didn't quite catch what he said there, but there must be a catch to this.
There must be a catch to this.
No catch. You will merely owe me a favor.
Yo, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Now we've hit 50. It's nice. It was a milestone for me for months.
How will you get into town?
The guards know me. I will simply tell them that I have lost my pass.
Okay, I know what happens if we take the paper. But just trust me that we'll find a way into the city that's way better than his measly paper.
No, keep your paper.
I seem to have misjudged you, huh? Well, do you want something else? Can I interest you in my wares?
Yeah, I want a pan.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
He also has a couple of nice swords and overall weapons. That's a good one. But we won't need them right now. 20 gold for a pan. Jeez.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
See ya. Oh. Plant. Look, Alba. Oh well, let's go bring the pan back to Lowbert's wife and ask him about the clothes. Oh, there's a stone circle behind the farm, but I don't know if we're strong enough to explore just now.
Hey,
We
you!
can try.
Here's your frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether it's any good.
Okay, guess we'll never know. Let's go ask Lowbert if he can drop down the price.
Hey! Have you got anything else for me to do?
I don't.
Okay.
I need some sensible clothes.
I can give you clean farmer's work clothes. Can you pay for them then?
Sure.
How much for the work clothes?
Well, we'll see. You've worked the field for me. You helped my wife. Vino says you were real help to him. And that's saying something. He doesn't usually hold with day laborers. Maleth said you chased the bandits off. The bastards have caused us a lot of trouble. Thanks to you, we're rid of them. 30 gold pieces. It's not gonna get any cheaper.
Sure, I'll take it.
Give me the work clothes then.
There's a chest in my house where you'll find clean things. But don't even think about taking anything else without asking.
Of course I won't. No, really, I won't. If we do take any other stuff, he gets angry. Next time we'll see him. And we will see him in like chapter 4. But still, I don't want to anger him. Even then, there's like 2 gold, a piece of cheese and 2 apples. The apples are nice. Oh, it's a fresh apple, firm and juicy. If you eat like 25 of them, you get 1 more strength? Something like that. But we'll just take the clothes. We'll put them on. There we go. Nice and clean. Let's go check out that stone circle. And obviously, let's save. Always a good idea to save. So, I remember when I played the returning mod like 3 or 4 years ago, and they added some stuff to here. The mod was really cool, but it was just so difficult. It was fun. It was very fun though.
Nothing there.
And those field raiders don't give us anything.
Nothing to plunder.
Nothing to plunder. But over there, on the stone ledge, you can see something shiny. That shiny thing is a stone tablet. Very much like this one. However, this one is the stone tablet of life energy. And if I'm not mistaken, well, we can't read it right now.
I can't read that.
Yeah, but once we learn how to read those, that's like the only tablet that we can read before we max out on all the different stats. Because we'll find stone tablets that teach us strength, dexterity, fighting, you name it. But first we want to max out. Because, as I mentioned back in Gothic 1, here stats do get a lot more expensive the more you have. Oh, heal your root. But life we can get. Life we just get with levels. You can't get life with skill points, I don't think. I think you can in Gothic 3. You can definitely get stamina in Gothic 3. Boulder, pal. Let me get a hilly root. Or a hilly herb. Plant. Now let's fight him. It's some XP. Ah, yeah, my range is super low with this wolf knife. At least its damage is decent, and it's getting dark, so let's maybe get into this city. Oh, no, wait, hold up, no. The way I want to get into the city, it's best if I go and sleep now. I can loot the farmhouse. Hey, what's that? Sack. I'll take that. I hope no one will mind. Are there any more hidden? I always think there is one right here, but there never is. Okay, just one sack. You can go to bed. I hope they won't mind until morning. And that was our first day. We did some work. We killed some beasties. And we have a grand new quest to go on. Fun. Let's go into the city now. You can see the flag poking out. Is this hat all... Oh no.
Psst. Hey, you. Come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy, too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool, I could see that right away. Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
His head merged with his hat. His hat has his head's texture. But yeah, okay, why not?
Why not?
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the harbor city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
About the city guards.
Yes, got an idea?
We'll give him the clothes. We have another way to get in.
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmers' clothes.
That's just what I need. Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a local yokel. Excellent. You did really well. Here's your promised reward.
What? 50 measly gold coins? You can't be serious.
Gold isn't everything, my friend. Take them for now. I have the feeling that we'll be seeing one another soon. And who knows, maybe I'll return the favor. Look after yourself.
Okay. But now we can't get into the city. At least, not through this gate. See, we would need to pay them 100 gold, give them the paper, all wear the clothes. And every option gives us 100 XP or so. But if we just save first, always save first. If we just go around and don't bother with the guards at the gates like at all. Pick up a couple of mushrooms on the way. Digger meat, ew. Nope. You have a couple of rats chasing us, but we'll lose them. Don't worry. I hope. As long as we don't fall. We can glitch through space and time here. I tried that once. But, you know, that's a glitch. I will glitch through space and time because I really want to get into the towers and I don't remember where all the keys are and I really want to get in. Because different towers in the city. They have a lot of good weapons, like amazing weapons. So I definitely want to get in. That's a wolf. I want to aggro him. I don't want to kill any wolves right now. I want to avoid killing wolves as much as possible. Ah, damn it. Fell down the hole. Oh well. Oh, I hear a wolf. Okay, he's gone. We have some swampweed here. They still smoke swampweed. Don't worry. And these guys, I don't think they will let us in either. There's Mika. Now we have to run. And I remember back when playing... Oh.
Hey, not so fast. Strolling about alone out here is dangerous. Where do you come from?
From one of the farms.
From one of the farms.
A farmer, eh? Then you shouldn't be walking along these dangerous paths all by yourself. Who knows who might be lying in wait for you?
What's so dangerous out here?
Many things. For one thing, there's the bandits. They'd polish off a little wimp like you for breakfast. If the bandits don't catch you, then the wild animals in the forest or the mercenaries roaming around will take care of you. So, first get yourself some decent armor before you go out. I bet you'll be yelling for my help after the next bend in the road.
We'll see about that. After this dialogue, let's save again. And I was saying, back when I was playing the returning mod, these little guys, they're annoying. So bloodflies in that game, they poison, well, in that mod, they poison you. They also do in Gothic 3, I'm not sure about Gothic 4, I haven't played it that much. But yeah, being poisoned isn't very fun. Because then you need an antidote, and those are pretty rare, and I think I can kill those rats. They're just rats. Never mind, they are pretty tough. That is, if we fight two of them at once. Let's just run. Oh, God. Okay, the game was just loading everything in. Pick up those dark mushrooms, never mind. Bloodflies. So let's just run. Forget about the rats, we will just run. Because I want to get up that hill. And from there, we'll get into the city. Let's go. We will come back here fairly soon, once I get new armor. Avoid the rats. Why is my character so long and skinny? I think my camera got messed up. Once we get into the city, I'll check the options. But now, our most fearsome foe, there's a boar. This guy can and will absolutely destroy you, so just don't look back and run. He is coming. Just need to get up on this rock. And from here we should be safe. Yeah, the boar got stuck. And now we just need the way to come down. And there we are, that's the city. Nice and easy. The best way, I think, is to just... quick save. Carefully jump down here. Then onto the wall. Onto the rocks. There we are. We have made it into the city. Now just onto the crane. And that's it. So I don't remember the exact settings for the FOV. Oh. Like... no, they're fine. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just seeing things. But now, if we come up to this fella, our old good friend Lares.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here? Did you swim here? That's one way to get past the guards at the city gate.
We get 500 experience. That's nice.
Hey, Larish, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Sure do.
I agree with you completely.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
That's not what I heard.
I must talk to the Paladins by any means.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
I'll find a way somehow.
Sure. If you want to ingratiate yourself with the citizens or play errand boy for the militia.
Do you know why the Paladins are here?
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs, but I think there's another reason. It probably has something to do with the old penal colony.
Yeah, remember that the king needs his ore, so...
Tell me more about Lee and his mercenaries.
What do you want to know?
How do I find the landowner's farm?
It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east gate and then follow the path towards the east. I can take you there if you want.
Not now.
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
But I am, just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
Will it ever change?
What ship were you talking about?
It's on the open sea harbor, behind the cliffs. Lee and a few of his people really want to get away from here. But that could take a while.
Why?
You'd better ask Lee about that. If you meet him, he's got plans.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Tell me more about the mercenaries.
Well, if you're as tough as you were back then, you shouldn't have any problems with them. Most of them are ruffians, and if you can't stand up to them, you won't get far. If you're squeamish, you don't have a chance of joining them.
You can't keep anything to yourself.
Do you really think?
So, the mercenaries, just like the new camp in Gothic 1, they're my favorite faction.
I won't tell her.
They're just cool. They use two-handed weapons. They can forge swords on their own out of ore.
It's gonna get even worse.
Which, remember, ore weapons are like the best.
Completely.
Oh, but yeah, can you teach me
Can
something?
you teach
like
me
strength?
something?
Sure. I can help you become stronger and more dexterous if you like.
Oh, well, before you do, I will need, I think, 10 of those skill points. So we'll just hold off on that. But yeah, we're now free to roam the city. Avoid that guy. He will pick a fight with you, and we are not nearly strong enough.
Really, how interesting.
But while we are in here, I can show you a neat little trick.
Can't take care of everything for
So,
everybody.
our first priority should be get to the Paladins. In order to do that, we need to access the upper city. And in order to do that, we need to at least become a citizen. Oh, and we can talk to this Paladin over here. He will be mighty confused.
Halt, stranger. I didn't see you come through this gate.
And?
And the guards on the other gate have orders not to let any unknown persons into the city.
Well...
I shall have a word with those two. But now for us two. I am Lothar, Paladin of the King and humble servant of Innos, your lord. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of explaining to all newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town,
He just
everyone
changed
needs
voices.
to watch out that they don't suffer the same fate.
Oh,
He doesn't see that. I can't help him.
that's...
You didn't get that from
Well,
me.
you can mention message. I mean, he's a Paladin, right?
I have an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone.
Thought so.
Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
Do you really believe that?
Okay, maybe let's not mention the dragons. And if we
He doesn't see
tell
that.
him about the Eye of Innos, he'll probably think we are mad. Well, let's ask him about the disappearances.
The townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town, understood?
It was just like you said. But no, he insisted he knew better.
Let's ask him about the city stuff.
All right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First,
I never knew that.
the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his troops. That is why access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens. Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the paladins. Only the paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it. And third, whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia. Any questions?
Oh god, there are a lot of questions. Let's go through them.
How do I become a citizen of the town?
Only those with regular jobs will be considered citizens of the town. But don't think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the town. As a citizen, you have access to the upper quarter, nothing more. Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the town hall.
If he doesn't see that.
See about that.
Where can I find work?
You'll have to apply as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part of the city. As soon as a master accepts you, you are a citizen of the town. However, the other masters must agree to it. That's the custom here in Corinus. If you were thinking about looking for work in the Harbor District, forget it.
It's not what I heard.
The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
You hardly know who to believe.
That's mean.
How do I get to the upper quarter?
Say, are you listening to me at all? You're not a citizen of this town. You can save yourself the trip. The guards won't let you in. The entire area behind the inner gate is off limits to you.
For a time, maybe.
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only citizens of the town will be admitted into the militia.
I see.
If you want to know more, speak to Lord Andre in the barracks.
I can't believe that. What do I have to do to get armor like yours?
What? You aren't even a member of the militia. You're not even a citizen. How can you even think of being allowed to wear the armor of a paladin? Only a few militia soldiers, those who have performed extraordinary deeds, have been granted that honor so far. If you want to be a paladin, you have a long road ahead of you, my boy.
He doesn't see that. I can't help him. Where can I find the commander of the city guard?
Lord Andre can be found in the barracks at the other end of the city.
I'm no better off myself. Where can I spend the night here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the hotel directly across from the barracks. The paladins pay for the lodging of all travelers who come to the city. The traveling traders from the marketplace are also lodged there.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Okay.
I've got to go.
As long as you're in Corinus, you can feel safe. The king's paladins watch over this city now.
Okay, so
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I have a couple of things to do. So here we have a couple of shops. We have Matteo's store, Bowmaker Deadly Arrow. There's Orban. He doesn't really have a store sign, but he is one. And the Blacksmith. And also, down here, there's the Alchemist. So, we need to convince the majority of them, so that's like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So that we can become a citizen. And there's Matteo.
What can I do for you?
He looks like Gomez.
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double hardened armor of snapper leather, still unused. Interested?
For 250 gold. Eesh.
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards have come to the city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, The guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
Oh.
The paladin seized your goods.
Everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
Yeah, speaking of the armor and... Oh, sorry. We're about to get to that.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away, because they have their orders.
Orders.
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
That's a whole damn lot.
That's a whole damn lot.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But...
in principle, it's my gold. Gritta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
Where can I find this Gritta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
Okay.
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Harrod the smith, Bospa the bowmaker, Thorben the carpenter, or Constantino the alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important that the other masters agree. That's always been the custom here in Corinus.
Will it ever change?
How do I get the approval of the other masters?
You just have to convince them. Go and talk to them. But if more than one of them is against you, you don't stand a chance. So behave yourself.
Why don't you take me on as an apprentice?
I would, but the other masters wouldn't agree. I just recently took on another apprentice.
That sucks.
Is there another way to get into the upper quarter?
Perhaps. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
How interesting.
Yeah, we can see his wares and...
Doesn't see that. I can't help him.
He has like 2 weapons. He doesn't have much, actually. But... now we have a couple of things to do. We still need to deliver Cavallo's message to Vatras. We need to find a job.
That doesn't surprise
And we need to get that armor. I'm not gonna pay for it. The best way to get it is to climb this lamp.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Lamp. Then climb the roof.
But no,
Now it's best if I quick save and then we jump off the roof
My husband thinks.
Can't believe that.
to this one. Preferably without dying. That's why I saved. Because you can... oh god. You can get a nice boost if you jump right as you're falling off the ledge. It's gonna take a while. There is also a second method. Wait, this one is usually more consistent. I'm jumping too early. Come on. go. See? A boost. And now, I can just make our way into here. See, there's the guard. And there are his chests. He doesn't mind. A couple of mandibles, hammers, torches. And he lent the armor. The exact same one. For free. You can also see that they boosted the arrow protection by a lot. In Gothic 1 this would have been like 25-10. And here it's 25-20 because arrows were a big problem in that game. Also, in this chest, we have citizens' clothing. I don't think they're used for anything. Also sausages and lab water bowls. You can always try and use them for, I don't know, banter. There you go. No. Oh, we're okay. There's also the second way, as I mentioned. As if I say it right now. You climb this wall here. And you just jump onto the roof. Oh, first time. Yeah, and then you jump here as usual and you loot those chests. I really recommend it. So, let's go to the masters. Let's go deliver a message to Vatras, and I think that'll be it for today. I started a little bit late. Later than usual, because I had to go and carry some stuff for the family. But also, yeah, my GF's probably waiting for me. I want to spend some time with her.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Basper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
I'm looking for work.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well,
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
what if I want to sign on with one of the other masters?
Balderdash. Harrod and Matteo already have apprentices. Constantino the alchemist is a loner, and he hasn't taken an apprentice in years. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. He probably couldn't even pay you. I, on the other hand, am in urgent need of an apprentice, and I pay well too. But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other masters from the lower part of town.
Will I get your approval to sign up with a different master?
All right, you shall have my approval, but on one condition. Work for me, at least for a short time. That way, you can find out for yourself whether you like my craft or not. And who knows? Maybe you'll end up liking it, and you'll stay with me. If you're good enough to sign on with me, you're also good enough for all others here.
Okay.
You don't say.
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, 6 wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like. Or, you can start with one of the other masters, if that's what you really want.
Yeah, that's why I avoided killing any wolves. Because we need to learn skinning first. Oh, and only 5 learning points? That's nice.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
Okay.
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Show me your wares.
Oh, a ring and a belt. Dexterity ring and leather belt. Oh, that's nice. So you can have skill belts, like the strength belt that I have, or you can have armor belt. And yeah, it gives us 5 weapon protection, 5 arrow protection, but if we're also wearing the leather armor, which we are, we get a bonus 5 to all those. Which I think is neat. It's like a whole set. And he also sells bows. Go figure.
You pick that up then.
So, that's 2 of them. Here's Thorben.
Hey.
We can also talk to him about his
face.
niece.
You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
Let's say yes.
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
Well, let's ask him. Because, you know, locks, lock picking.
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built my chest that sturdy for nothing. A poorly made lock is easy to break. And there are plenty of thieves about in Corinus, especially lately.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
I don't know whether you can be trusted or not. For all I know, you might be one of those layabouts who only come to town to empty the chests of honest people. I'm not going to teach you anything before I'm convinced that you're an honest fellow.
That's fair.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvrich. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Where is Elvrich now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work. But I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so?
Oh well. I have also come to ask about Grita and her money.
I've come about Grita.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Matteo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Grita should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
We'll see about that. How much do I have? Almost 200. That's nice. So yeah, let's go into the house and ask the girl if she has anything. Hello.
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Grita. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorben.
Matteo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
No light and no darkness.
Such a good man he was. Handsome, hardworking, a gentleman of the old school. We had it all. Wealth, happiness. Sometimes we were even invited to high society events. The festivities, all the beautiful clothes and hairdos, the fine dining and civilized conversations. Everything was better back then. No one would have dared to humiliate the heart of a poor widow with such ridiculous claims. Whatever shall I do? My pension is barely enough to make ends meet, and times are getting even rougher. One sees it everywhere. People must scrimp and save. It's been weeks since the last ship came to town. My husband was the captain of a merchant ship. Actually, he even owned the ship. From his long journeys, he always brought me presents. Exquisite fabrics from the mainland, precious spices from the southern countries.
That's enough.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Oh well.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in your closet.
How dare you, uncouth lout. All right, here, take the gold.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
He actually had the gold. Uh-oh. Well, uncle. She did have the gold.
Your niece had 100 gold pieces.
What? The brazen little serpent. That was my gold. She took it from my chest. Give it back to me. I have to pay off Lamar first. Mateo can get his money later.
Yeah, okay.
Here's your gold.
Thanks. Now I have at least part of the money I owe Lamar. I can't believe she had the audacity to take my gold.
We still need to pay Mateo, and unfortunately it will come out of my own pocket. Oh, a sword. And dexterity. Oh yeah, dexterity weapons in this game exist. And they're pretty good. But still, the damage scales off of strength. So it's more like a backup weapon for you while you go and shoot. Because bows still scale off of dexterity. And I gave Torben his gold because we need to earn his trust so that he can teach us how to pick locks. And also, he's a poor guy.
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
And? Did she cause any problems?
None to speak of.
Good. You've held up your part of the deal.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
Nice. He doesn't even notice that we are wearing his armor.
That's been known a long time.
Can we tell Torben about it? No. Okay. So now, time for the blacksmith. Alright. Actually, I'll save first. Always a greedy at save. No?
Wait a minute.
What do you want?
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice. Provided the other masters agree.
Well...
Let's talk again about that orc thing.
What?
An orc is a damn tough opponent.
Looking at you, you might be right. You don't have much meat on your bones. But that can change. Nevertheless, you have to prove to me that you have the courage to fight.
So, couldn't it be something slightly smaller?
Hakon, the weapons dealer in the marketplace, told me that he was attacked by bandits a few days ago. The bastards are said to be roaming around somewhere outside the East Gate. Those cowardly rogues shouldn't be terribly bright. Hunt the bastards down. Every single one of them. Then I'll know that we can use you here in the city.
Okay.
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
The other masters may well approve. But I will only give you my approval when you first prove that you're good for something.
So, now we can either fight an orc or the bandits. Doesn't actually give me a quest about the bandits, but we can do either of those, and we will bring him an orc weapon because it's way easier. But now we have both of those quests, and that's experience. Now, Constantino.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
So, if we tell him that we want to sign up with one of the other masters, he just says, yeah, fine, just bugger off. But if we say that we want him...
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
No.
What will I have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects. You probably don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
Okay. So, that's all the masters met. Now, tomorrow, we'll go ahead and start some work on that. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great day. I hope you will continue to have a great day. Hope to see you all again. And as usual, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.